Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, you can obviously tell we're starting off with a different background slash backdrop, and yes, I am recording in a different space slash different house. So before this pandemic got kind of serious, I was quarantining between two houses. One being my own family home, you know, with my blood related family members, and the other being my boyfriend's mom's house where they live. Now, they are not far from one another. They're about like a 7-minute drive, nothing crazy. But when, you know, things started to get more serious and they were really trying to crack down you staying in one household, you know, keeping your groups to a very, very bare minimal, 5 people, or I don't even know what it is at this point. You know, Easter celebrations were pretty much canceled. That, you know, I had to make a decision of to stay at my house or to stay at my boyfriend's house. And the decision I clearly made was to be at my boyfriend's house. So for the next, I don't know how many videos, and I don't know how long, I will be here recording, so we have a little bit of a different setup. Now, I found a perfect little section in his basement to record and be able to, you know, freely record and just not feel like confined or uncomfortable. Like, this is a good space for me and I'm very happy with it. And my silver sequin backdrop I actually purchased on Amazon a couple of years ago for my birthday because I wanted to have a little photo shoot space. And after that, I just put it in a box and never used it again. So when I was planning to come over here and stay here, I figured I would put this up with a couple thumbtacks and just make it an additional backdrop. So I'm happy that I did so, and this corner is working very well for that. I have room for my lights, I have room for my camera. It's working good. I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter. I know that we celebrated here. Obviously, we had a nice turkey dinner with some roasted veggies, we had some bread, and then of course we had a apple crumble pie dessert and a pumpkin pie with some whipped cream, so that was quite delicious and really hit the spot. So I'm gonna go through the setup and situation of how I've managed to, you know, move into this place for the time being so it kind of works for everybody. So I'm gonna take you through some b-roll here of, you know, what the setup looks like. So in the basement is gonna be like the office slash chill zone. So my boyfriend has a finished basement. So when you first walk down the stairs, you see my little filming corner, you'll see the sequin backdrop, and then the grayish wooden wall. You have my lights, my camera, great setup. You have a open doorway on the left with the laundry room being inside and, you know, the freezer, some storage, etc. And then you keep walking and you have a big desk. This was my boyfriend's desk, so thank you, babe, for loaning it to me for the time being. I really made use of the amount of surface space I had to work with. So I have my computer, my reading light, my 2 monitors, mouse, keyboard, and then I have my makeup drawers in the back right hand corner along with a mirror beside it, so I can do my makeup there for when I need to record slash just feel like putting on makeup for the day, and then I can do my editing on the same surface. The desk is also a standing desk, so you have the option, because it's electronic, to click the arrow and it'll go up or down, so you're able to stand or sit or adjust your seat to however height you want. I obviously had to bring my white desk chair from home because I cannot do work without it. It is just molded to my body at this point. It's hard for me to work in any other desk chair for a long period of time just because this one I'm so used to being able to work like 8 hours at a time in. And then you keep walking and you see the L sectional couch. Now obviously this is Kieran's, but I did bring, as you can tell by the sequins and sparkles, a little bit of a touch to the place. So I brought my 3 Bouclair home pillows, 2 of them being white with silver studs on the trim of the pillows, and then obviously my like silver and white sequined one. And then I actually brought a white throw that I purchased from IKEA forever ago. Like, I want to say I got it for first year university and I just didn't have space or a need for it, so I never took it out of the package. Now when I knew I was coming over here, I was like, maybe I can find a way to make this work in the space, make it look a little bit more fresh and a little bit more feminine. So that is what I did. If I decorate it weird, please let me know how I can do better because I don't really know how to style throw blankets. And then you keep turning and there is a coffee table. There is another coffee table slash shelving unit, which Kieran places his PS4 on, a monitor, and he has his desk chair with his controllers. So when I'm not recording, sometimes he plays video games while I edit. He does his thing, I do mine. It works out pretty well. The only time where I have, you know, the basement to myself is when I am recording a video like this or recording a podcast or recording voiceovers. And then you keep turning and you see the flat screen TV mounted or just sitting, I guess, on top of the fireplace. So at the end of the day, it's just nice to be able to watch like a movie of the Harry Potter series or an episode of a show on Netflix to kind of chill and relax. And you know, we have a laundry room right here, so we'll throw in our laundry once a week while we're watching a show and then just unload it together and put it on the drying rack. So we've had some nice couple bonding situations already. Now walking up the basement stairs and up to the main floor, then going up to the upstairs, we get to the bedroom. Now we did a good clean out of this space as well. I wish we took before and after pictures because we did really transformed the basement, I will say. Basically, Kieran took out all of his clothes from the wardrobe and put those in his actual closet, and I moved my clothes into the wardrobe. And then I brought a couple of like container drawers from Walmart that I had at my house, and I have like miscellaneous / t-shirts in one, and then in another I have all of my athleisure and activewear clothes, so everything's nicely organized and separated. And we, you know, moved some stuff out of the bedroom that was just clutter and just taking up space. So I will say I'm pretty happy with the two spaces that, you know, you're working, sleeping, relaxing. I feel comfortable at home, satisfied, happy, which is all very important to me, so I'm glad that that all worked itself out. The last space that I want to talk about is the garage gym. Now Kieran went ahead and before, again, kind of hit the fan, he purchased a squat rack, and now thank God he did so because everyone who's ordering gym equipment, stuff is on back order. So it's nice that Kieran kind of jumped the gun on that and was able to get his stuff, I think a week and a half or 2 weeks into the whole quarantine stay-at-home situation. So it's nice on a daily basis. We work out 5 times a week, 2 days being rest days. After sitting all day editing or recording or doing multiple forms of media work where I'm sitting at my desk, it's so nice to just be able to go work out. That's definitely one thing I would have lacked or not had while I was at home. Now I'm not saying like, oh my God, I would not be able to survive without the gym, because obviously there are many people in the same situation. Not everyone has, you know, the finances or the room to be able to order that stuff in and have to do so. So I do count my blessings, and I'm very grateful for being fortunate enough to be able to use that stuff. Now, with that being said, I'm not gonna lie, there are days where I'm very, very unmotivated to work out. And I know I was just talking about how grateful I was for having the equipment and, you know, my gratitude towards it, but it's definitely a different environment to get used to, in the sense that I had the mental disconnect when I would, you know, edit from home, and when the gyms were open, I would drive to the gym, and that would really be my disconnect from work. Now here, it's like you just walk 10 steps and you're at the gym in the garage, which is still a different room, a different environment, but it's still an adjustment. So I don't know if that's what's sometimes affecting my motivation. I always know, almost like 9 out of 10 times, I feel so much better after the workout. It just feels good to let out a really, really good sweat and, you know, do a hobby that you really did / do enjoy. So, you know, working up my numbers back up on, you know, bench and deadlifting and squatting has been, you know, a little bit of a rewarding, nice, accomplishing thing to feel during this time. So I am happy about all that. As for my scheduling hasn't changed too much. I work most weekdays. Now that's actually a little bit easier to do. Monday to Friday, I get up, have a coffee. Not always, because sometimes I have pre-workout later in the day and I don't like to take too much caffeine. And I will edit, then have some lunch, maybe go for a little walk, edit a little bit more, and then do some gymming. So that's about like 2, 3, sometimes 4 o'clock. So I go do the gym stuff later in the afternoon, and then, you know, go for another walk, have some dinner, and then either finish up a little bit of work, or I will just take the night off to really disconnect from work and watch a show or read a book. I've really been trying to push through reading my Elon Musk book. I've just been dragging it out, and I'm really determined to get that one done because I have others on my list that I would like to start. All right, the next thing I'm going to address is the Rode mic situation for my camera. So I had a mounted like shotgun mic. It's the Video Mic Pro microphone by Rode, and it has been giving me issues ever since I basically bought it, and I don't want to admit that, but that was back like May or June of 2019, back when I went on my Europe trip. You can hear a little bit of a ticking noise as I'm recording, and it really does affect the audio once I bring it into Premiere, because it almost like is a heightened sound when I have earphones on and I'm editing with that audio. So I have reached out to the company multiple times, because I do have a 2-year warranty with them, to get it replaced, and I just haven't had a lot of luck. They have given me a new like windscreen thing to put on top of the mic and replace, you know, take out the old one. Now that worked for about a month, and still hearing the ticking noise. It's just a little bit frustrating because it makes it difficult for me to create content with good crisp audio with just the audio with the camera, that like comes with the camera. It's good, but obviously I like something better, something more crisp, and just higher quality audio. So that's been a little bit frustrating. I'm a little disappointed with the customer service I'm getting from Rode right now. Their USB microphone, however, phenomenal. So good for Skype calls, so good for voiceovers, very crisp, good. I like that mic. This one is just not that good. Could use some improvements. The last point I wanted to bring up is how I'm managing or how I'm coping with the situation. Now, not much has changed for me in the sense of my working situation, I guess. I mean, I do work as a bartender, so that obviously has really changed because not going to work and pouring beer and just doing your regular tasks have been kind of crazy. I mean, for the first couple weeks, it didn't really feel like anything, and then now I'm like, whoa, I forget what work feels like. It's just like such an odd, empty, weird feeling in my body. When it comes to editing my content, that stuff all pretty much is the same. I have the same kind of schedule for myself, 2, sometimes now because I have more time, 3 uploads a week, or I will put 2 uploads a week up on YouTube, and then I'll work on my Instagram profile a little bit and, you know, work on editing photos and stuff like that. So I'm kind of attacking multiple platforms and mediums of content creation. Now, I will say it is hard to stay fresh and have a lot of creative juice and flow ready to go at all times, because I feel like I come up with a lot of my ideas on the go, you know, randomly when I'm driving, in the shower, at the gym, just conversing with people at the bar, and it's harder to just sit down and have like, you know, pen and paper and be like, okay, this is a great idea, and then write it down. I see a lot of at-home workouts being posted right now. I'm seeing a lot of how to be productive at home, a deep clutter with me video. I just feel like I'm seeing a lot of those, and that's fine that people are posting what, you know, seems real and authentic to them in their channels. However, I don't want to overload you with the same videos that everyone's posting. So I'm trying to keep it fresh and fun, and I have my boyfriend to be able to help me out with some filming if I need it, which is obviously such a huge blessing. And he is okay with being on camera and in some of my videos, so it gives me a little bit more to work with, making this a little bit more manageable to pump out fun content that's nice to watch for you guys. Other than that though, I've been pretty good. Some days obviously are harder than others, really pushing through and getting work done and just staying on top of things. It's so easy to fall into a slump or get lazy. You know, wake up at 10 o'clock, wake up at 11 o'clock. So I think what's been working best for me is just acting like it's the same routine, you know, get up at 8 or 9 and get your makeup on, film a video, or get up at 8 or 9, brew a coffee, get downstairs and start editing a little bit, go have some breakfast, come back, do some more editing, or do research on a topic that I want to film about, or just other people that I inspire to be like or really admire content. I try to study their content and see, you know, what lenses they use and what angles and different kind of shots and stuff like that. So really just keeping my mind filled and fresh with content and staying consistent and up to date with everything, and just being consistent and uploading for you guys, I think is really important. And for my own sanity and mental health, you know, working out has been good. Going on walks, I can't tell you how much that has changed and helped me, in the sense that it really helps me clear my head and disconnect, because I can't have that drive to the gym anymore as my disconnect. Really going on that walk, whether it's sunny outside, obviously is preferred. Sometimes I even go in the rain, who cares? Wear a raincoat, wear some rain boots, use an umbrella, and you'll be good. Listening to a good podcast, something that really gets you going, whether that's like a entrepreneurial one or just an entertainment or a comedian, just listening to something to, you know, fill that void with happiness. Obviously, fueling my body with good nutrients and, you know, big voluminous meals have been helpful. And then, you know, once a week we have our like wind down night where, you know, I may have a glass of wine or something, and something more like unhealthy per se, and some dessert. It just really, really caps off the week for me, and it's something I really do look forward to every week. So that's kind of what's been keeping me sane. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this little life update from me. I hope you guys are all staying safe and at home. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. We are almost at 3,000 subscribers, the like button and the notification bell, and I will be back soon with a new video for you guys. Bye.